What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to Steve's Random Stuff. Today I got something a little more random for you, and that is a Ned bait comparison. I just this past week picked up the new Yamamoto Ned Senko, so I thought I'd do a comparison to some of the other baits I have in my tackle box, kind of show you the different features of each bait, and then we'll drop each bait into some water and see how that looks. Each of those baits look in the water. The other baits I have lined up for you today are the original Z-Man TRD Finesse worm. This is a 2.75 inch worm. The Yamamoto is a 3-inch worm. Then I have the 3-inch Ned Worm from Roboworm. And finally, I have a 3-inch Ned Worm from X-Zone. So I'll kind of go through some of the different features of each of these, kind of comparison, and then we'll drop these in the water. And I have each of these baits tied up with some 8-pound Seaguar fluorocarbon, just so I can drop them in the water. And I have just I think these are 1/6 ounce shroom heads. I think these are the Z-Man shroom heads. So I have each worked up with the same size weight, and so we'll show you those in the water in a minute. So we'll start off with the Z-Man. Everybody's familiar with the Z-Man Ned worms. These are made with the Elastec. Really stretchable. You can catch multiple fish with these without any damage to the baits themselves. As everybody knows, these do float. The Z-Man comes in two different sizes, 2.75, which is what I have here, and also a 4-inch, the big TRD, which is a 4-inch bait. And the 2.75 comes in 33 colors, and the 4-inch comes in 26 colors. These are an 8-pack in the 3-inch size, or the 2.75 size of the TRDs, and the big TRDs, the 4-inch, comes in a 6-pack. Next up is the Yamamoto. The Yamamoto is a 3-inch bait only. This is new, comes in 17 colors, and there are 10 baits per pack. Next is the Roboworm. The Roboworm, this is a 3-inch. This comes in 20 different colors, and there are 8 per pack. The 4-inch, or 4.5-inch Ned Worm is also available. That comes also in the same 20 colors. I believe there's 8 in a pack of those as well. Finally, we have the X-Zone. These are called just a Ned Zone Ned Worm. 3-inch size, comes 22 different colors and 8 per pack. And they also have a 4.25-inch worm, comes in 12 colors, and there's 7 in a pack of those larger worms. All right, now as far as what the baits look like, here is the Ned bait, or the Z-Man Ned bait. Has some stippling on the bottom, some ribs down in the first half, and it does have a little, it's hard to see, a little channel down the middle of the bait. And of course, the good old Elastec material. Next is the Yamamoto Ned Senko. Same profile as your typical Senko. It is a different material. Doesn't have the stretch like the Elastec does. This is made with a new plastic that they say that does float. It's just ribbed like a typical Senko. And next is the Roboworm. The Roboworm has a little different profile. Has ribs all the way down the sides, flat on the bottom. And you can see those on the Roboworm. And then finally is the X-Zone. The X-Zone has a little different profile. The X-Zone has a little bulb on the end, 3-inch bait. Also has a little channel down the middle of the bait to line up your hook. It's a little different, kind of just about the same thickness as the Yamamoto bait. So that's the 3 baits we got today. And now we'll go ahead and show you these each in the water. All right, first up is the Z-Man bait. You drop this in the water, and you can see that stands up. You can bounce it. It's always gonna right itself, stand straight up in the water. Alright, next up is the Yamamoto. This is the Yamamoto Ned Senko. Oops, sorry for bumping the table. This one also, drop it in the water, hop it along. Does stand up nice and straight. Next we have is the Roboworm, the Ned Worm. Drop this straight in the water. And as you can see, the Roboworm does not stand up quite as well. It tends to lay down on its side. So that's the Roboworm. Now finally we have the X-Zone Lures Ned Worm. Again, this one's similar to the Roboworm. Will slowly fall over. The X-Zone does tend to stand up a little bit more with a little bit of movement, but depending on the angle, it can fall over and stay flat. So the Roboworm and the X-Zone, I would say these would be more for moving quickly, whereas the other ones you can have stationary. See, this does stay upright sometimes, but sometimes it will fall over. So put these all in the water together. It's a Roboworm, Yamamoto, and Z-Man. Dancing worms. The Roboworm is probably the least buoyant of all of them, whereas the X-Zone can get it to stand up at times, and that might vary depending on if you use different stream heads. You might be able to stand them up differently, but definitely the Yamamoto and the Z-Man are the sure winners as far as standing straight up. Alright, so I hope you enjoyed that. It's a little quick preview of some different Ned baits. These are ones I have in my tackle box. I haven't really used the Yamamotos yet, like I just got these, but I'll definitely be giving these a try. As far as the Ned bait phenomenon goes, when I checked the other day, there's 74 different bait categories on the Tackle Warehouse website. Assuming each bait has 20 colors, give or take, that's close to 1,500 different options for bait selections and color selections. So the market for Ned baits has really gotten bigger over the last few years. But give these a try. Next time you need to do a little finesse fishing. They do catch big fish. And anyways, hope you like that content. If you have any questions, leave me a comment down below. Like and subscribe. If you'd like to see more of these bait comparisons, let me know, and I'll be happy to do those for you. Thanks for watching.